Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the first episode of the GGCast. This is Grandmaster Gaming. We have Matt, or Yato, and myself, Ovi, here for the first of what hopes to be a long-running series where we discuss gaming news, our own personal gaming opinions and hot takes, and other fun stuff.
Emphasis on hot takes.
Yes.
Also, we tried to start this once already, and we immediately failed. So this might be a little rough. This is pretty big in terms of our first. It's a big first for us. First time showing our faces, and first time doing a discussion in this format. But we decided it would be fun, so we're gonna try it.
We figured we might be able to get a little better of a discussion where we're not also running away from hordes of zombies.
Yeah.
Now, last time we did this, I think we were playing Vanguard zombies, and that's not difficult per se, but we can devote our entire brains to the discussion this time.
Do you know what's funny? I don't know if you recall this, but the first time we did this playing Vanguard zombies, it was I think like 18, 19 months ago, and we were discussing that Xbox had just announced their intent to acquire Activision Blizzard.
I do remember that.
And as we sit here today, as one of the discussion points, they are about to do it. It's taken 19 months of me listening to armchair legal experts on Twitter telling me how
best place to get advice, by the way. Best place to get advice.
Honestly, they're in all seriousness, there's been some pretty cool people, and it's been interesting to learn about this kind of stuff because I'm not really into like law at all. But it's been interesting.
He'd be a political science major if he could.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it probably would be.
On that note, tune into our election stream.
Yes,
down the line.
We have to do that.
Yes, no, we're 100% doing that. We cover mostly gaming here, but expect some other stuff once in a while.
We cover mostly gaming, except every 4 years when we decide to cover politics for the first time. So I think that was where we were gonna get started. Was on the whole Activision Blizzard thing. So
yeah,
basically, it's been a ride to say the least, and it was supposed to, under the original agreement, close on July 18th, which was just a few days ago of this year. And the original terms of the agreement stated that if they didn't close it, that they would have to pay Activision a $3 billion termination fee, and Activision was going to walk. Things kind of changed because the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission here in the U.S., decided, temporarily at least, but temporarily being long enough to get the deal passed, that they were not going to block it, or at least the judge who ruled on it said that she wasn't going to prevent them from closing it. The FTC can still appeal, and that's the whole process, but the deal will probably be closed before then. So now literally the only country, the only one, is the United Kingdom and the CMA, the Competition and Markets Authority.
The United Kingdom's trying to get a special relationship with Activision Blizzard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Activision or Sony. No conspiracy.
Oh, you're right.
No conspiracy theories here, but Jim Ryan.
You can't be taking sides already.
Yeah, I know. I love
3 minutes into our first podcast.
I love all consoles.
For what it's worth, I've never owned a PlayStation. Total amounts of playtime on PlayStation is probably 30 minutes from playing a one-piece fighting game.
Really?
At a friend's house. However, also let it be known that Nintendo has forever been my favorite console, so I don't have a whole lot of stake in this console war going on, but I do dunk on PlayStation because I've just never played it.
I own all the consoles, but dunking on some of them are pretty fun. I dunk on Nintendo mostly because Lucas likes Nintendo, so I love all of my gaming brethren.
This is a good. Well, no, we can get to that.
Wait,
Do you think
no, go ahead. What?
we should have at some point done a segment explaining how we know each other or like what our goal here is?
All right. We're at 22 subscribers right now. Our 23 subscriber special will be how we got to know each other.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
buckle in because it's a long one.
It is a long one.
Maybe we'll do that for next time. That'd be kind of fun.
14
actually.
years in the making or something like that.
Yeah.
15 now, actually.
Yeah. Also, kind of on that note, sort of, there is if you watch our main YouTube and our main live streams, there we do have a third person that's part of the channel, Hayden. He is a regular part of the channel. I don't know how many she's going to be on.
You'll
the
know
podcast.
him by gamertag Archivist81.
Yes, and so hopefully we can get him on, drag him on one of these sometime.
He's a busy guy, though.
Yeah. I have no life, so I could do this. But anyway, so back to Activision and Xbox. So really, the only hurdle now is the CMA in the UK. There were rumors that they were just going to bypass the CMA, close it, and at some later date figure out some alternative. But they're trying not to do that. They're trying to make some kind of more concrete deal. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. Supposedly they extended the deadline from July 18th, which has since passed, to October 18th. So it has to be done by October 18th, unless they agree to extend it again. But from what I'm seeing, it seems like it'll be done in August. And God, I hope so. I'm sick of listening to it, to be honest. Like I want it to happen, but like I'm done. We need to not.
Well, let's talk about for a second. I mean, it's going to happen, maybe not happen. I don't know. Probably happen at this point. Why do we want that though? Like, what is the draw? And I think most gamers out there are going to say, please God, Xbox can fix Call of Duty, right? Is like the main draw of this particular merger.
I mean, yeah, that's that's
Sorry,
a big
table
thing.
behind me settled.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's two ways you can answer this because, like, from a consumer standpoint, regardless of what platform you're playing on, you're gonna get the same games for the most part, especially where it matters, which is Call of Duty for a lot of people. Yeah. Obviously, there's going to be some Activision Blizzard games that are going to be exclusive to Xbox. When it comes to Call of Duty, they've signed legally binding agreements. Like, they're going to stay multi-plat. They're even going to go to Nintendo. I don't know how that's going to work.
Very poor idea, by the way. Nintendo is.
Yeah, I don't.
Not the place for Call of Duty.
It's been a long time since that's happened. So I'll be interested to see how that's implemented. But so from a consumer standpoint, I don't feel like many of us have too much of a stake, but like from the point of view of Xbox, this is big. I mean, Activision Blizzard, say what you want. Like, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, as a big Call of Duty fan for a long time, Call of Duty is not where it used to be. But it's a moneymaker. It's pretty much just a money printing machine. So it's going to be huge for Xbox.
It is, and that's testament to that is when they fixed all the servers for the old games, like tons of Xboxes sold and millions of copies of decades old games sold within days.
They were like top selling on the Xbox store. They probably still are, to be honest. Like it's crazy.
And I mean, for the record, like I am not the biggest. I'm gonna say a lot of for the record things here in the first couple episodes as I kind of get my opinions out there. I'm not the biggest COD person, right? Like I'll play multiplayer with my friends once in a while, zombies. But like I've never played a COD campaign. And really the one I played most, I think, was Modern Warfare 2019. Because I played that one a lot, and then Warzone was off of that one. But I have to respect like the juggernaut that the franchise is, and it's got a lot of really dedicated fans.
Yeah.
So I think it's in just the gaming industry's best interest for Microsoft to handle this merger well, with kid gloves almost. They have every opportunity in front of them right now to go out swinging and really, stock it to PlayStation players. But I think it's in the best interest of gamers everywhere that they don't.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I think that's like my pragmatic view of why a consumer would want this to happen. If I'm going to the more hopeful side of things, I think for me, I hope that it's going to almost be an olive branch to PlayStation, because I here's my for the record thing. I don't like exclusive games. Honestly, I don't. I wish they didn't exist. I think that gamers should be able to play whatever games they want on whatever platform they want, and exclusive games really only exist to further create like console tribalism. Um, I get why they exist and I get why they're important, but I think that if there was a concerted effort in the gaming industry to like stop doing that, we would probably see less exclusives overall. So what I'm hoping this Activision acquisition does, and by Xbox still allowing PlayStation to have Call of Duty, is that maybe we're gonna see less like exclusivity deals on third-party games, because I hate that even more, to be honest. When you've got a third-party game that's releasing on all the platforms, but just because one publisher like Sony or Xbox pays to have exclusive content on that platform, like you're like all the gamers on all the platforms are paying the same amount, but just because I play a game on PlayStation, I'm gonna get extra content. And I use PlayStation because they're probably the most infamous for this.
Yeah,
Like,
and like example pops right in my mind right away, like the Avengers game, which
yeah.
I mean C tier game at best. But
Yeah.
a lot of problems. We're not going to get into that right now. Maybe another day we can discuss them. That block of games that came out at once, the Avengers, Anthem, games like that. But topic for another day. But like, day one, Xbox players get the 6 Avengers, and PlayStation players get the 6 Avengers and Spider-Man.
Right.
And it's like, really? Like, I'm
And
never going to be able to play Spider-Man. And again, not the biggest Spider-Man fan, but like, not having that option is irksome.
yeah, no, I mean it's the concept of it, and like
It's
Modern
the
Warfare,
principle.
the principle. Yeah, I mean honestly, it is. And when Modern Warfare 2019 came out, the survival mode, which I was super excited about, was locked to PlayStation for a year.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't play it for a year.
Yeah, and by the time it came out, we were on the Warzone. And
Right, yeah.
Like, it's Modern Warfare 2019 was gone.
Pretty much,
left
yeah.
in the dust.
Yeah. What was another game that I played? Oh, Hogwarts Legacy. That one I ended up getting it on PlayStation because it had an exclusive quest with like a pretty big feature that was only available on PlayStation. Now they'll give that to Xbox players at some point. It was a timed exclusive, but like Xbox players paid the same amount that I did on PlayStation. So it's like, I don't
They should
know.
have that same content.
Right. So I guess like from a hopeful perspective, I'm hoping that maybe this will help change the industry for the better. I don't think it will, but we can all hope. I don't know.
Yeah, so we can hope that the industry will get better, and I think it will overall. I like to have optimism, and Microsoft has proven itself in recent years with just their management of their corner of the game sector.
Yeah.
Better question though, because Activision Blizzard King, you're getting 2 main things. You're getting Overwatch. Well, I guess 3. Overwatch, which is, like it or not, in a decent spot right now. A lot of people are complaining about PvE pharmacies not being delivered. And again, topic for a different discussion, which we'll get to. You're getting World of Warcraft, which is on the same level of Call of Duty, going to be that juggernaut that never goes down, right? That's still pulling like 10 million something monthly subscribers, and probably
I forgot about
in perpetuity.
Yeah.
But that's Blizzard. That was Blizzard's cash cow for a long time. I think Overwatch has kind of supplanted it, but they're on the same level. And then obviously you're getting Call of Duty. So and I don't think this is in my notes, but I decided to take the discussion this direction.
We're
going off script. Yeah, with Xbox taking over Activision Blizzard King, Overwatch hasn't really done that much work. Hot take maybe, but I mean, other than minor balance issues, Overwatch is fine. Warcraft doesn't mean that much work, honestly, in the best place it's been in a while. Call of Duty in the dumps, right? worst place the franchise has ever been in, and it has been a visible decline ever since like Advanced Warfare. I would say maybe even Ghosts. Like it has been a visible. And then there's been step ups here and there, but with Modern Warfare 2, all time low, at least for a modern COD game. Can Microsoft fix Call of Duty? There's no saving. All right, let's get that out of the way. It doesn't need saving because there's 50 million fanboys out there. They're going to buy the new game every time it comes out, regardless if it's good or not. And I'm not going to throw stones because I'm that guy with Madden, right? Madden's terrible every year, and I buy it every year. Do I wait for it to go on sale? Yes, but I still buy it. So let's get any notion of saving Call of Duty out of the way. That doesn't need to happen. Call of Duty's not going away anytime soon. But can Microsoft make it fun again?
Can they
and
make
what
it
do they
fun?
need to do to make that happen?
The one thing that I would argue is the most important thing for them to make it fun, and this is one reason I'm hopeful for it, because Microsoft has proven with other studios that they allow this. They need to allow the developers themselves to have more of a say in the game development process and what comes out in the final product, because the problem, I think, with Call of Duty, I mean, there's a lot of problems, but if you look at it like a bike wheel and all the spokes are the problems, the center of it all is that Call of Duty is made as a formula. It's made as a formula to make the most money. And I think if you can let the developers have more of a say in the game that they want to make, because the developers are talented, they can make good games. They have in the past and they can do it again. You're going to make the game more fun inherently, I think.
Well,
So
and
I think
a classic example, right, is whatever came before Modern Warfare 2. It was Vanguard, right?
Yeah.
Before Modern Warfare 2, right? Like, you could unlock nothing in that game besides like base guns without the battle pass.
Yeah.
Right? Like battle pass was important to get the new guns, important to get new attachments, important to get, and that was day one. Other games have adopted that strategy, which I think is a bad idea. People are taking the wrong lessons from Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
Where Fortnite was like, hey, here's this battle pass, worked really well, but it's all cosmetic. And Activision has this habit of locking really important content behind this paywall. Plus, they're bundles, right? Bundles that are, okay, I get a new weapon skin for this gun, $30. Really? And then you're gonna nerf the gun. Like they're in a really bad spot for. Like it's just a rough spot for players, and I think they need to get out of that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's like they try to monetize so much stuff that if they would take a step back and take some of the stuff that they would monetize, like some of that really cool cosmetic stuff, and make it earnable for players, you're going to bring more players in, and then those players are probably going to spend money because they feel like there's a better value there.
Well, and like the games that actually monetize well have like year-long dedicated players. Like you're looking at people that are buying bundles. You want to look at like League of Legends, Team Fortress 2. Again, I hate to bring it up because I hate the game. Fortnite. Like these are games that have, even Fortnite at this point is like 8-9 years old, with a dedicated player base that knows the developers are going to take care of the community, and they'll buy bundles. And that's whatever, but like Call of Duty is right out the gate. Like, hey, here's our base game for $70, and also 10 bundles in the store for $30.
Right.
And also the battle pass that is 15 that you need to get the two newest guns that we're going to make broken until the new season drops, and then we'll nerf them.
Yeah, no, that's been Call of Duty's thing for a long time. But no, I 100% agree. And the thing is that Call of Duty really hasn't earned that trust of maintaining something long term. I mean, Call of Duty's pretty well known for like, okay, you got your 1 year main life cycle, and then for like the year after that, still pretty good player base. The year after that, you're starting to dwindle, and then it just keeps dropping year after year after year. Warzone 1 was their first opportunity where they kind of where you had the chance to use stuff from previous games for a couple years on end, and that was a good idea until they announced that in September Warzone 1's shutting down completely. So basically, if you only played Warzone 1 and you bought stuff for that game, the only way you're going to be able to use it is if you buy the original games, which is totally backward. So to me, there's no trust there.
Because I never bought Modern Warfare 1
Yeah.
or 2019. Like, I played it, but it was game shared with my dad.
Yeah.
And the 3-4 bundles I bought for Warzone back when we played it a lot, like, I never going to use those again.
Right. Yeah. Like, it just, Call of Duty hasn't earned that trust yet to be a long-term thing. Now, I will be interested to see. They're never going to say this, I don't think, but I would be interested to see. So I think it was last week, earlier this week, something like that. There were some leaks that came out from, relatively credible sources as far as leaks go, that the game that's coming out this year, which is Modern Warfare 3, which why they're doing 2 Modern Warfare games back to back is just mind-boggling. But there were leaks that suggested that all of your stuff from Modern Warfare 2 is going to carry over. Like cosmetics, weapon levels, like everything is going to carry over. And Call of Duty, in a very rare move, did actually confirm that that's the case on their Twitter account.
Yeah,
so I would be interested
from the disaster of Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I would be interested to see, like I said, they're not going to say this, but I'd be interested to see how that would impact sales. Sales of like cosmetic items and bundles and battle passes and whatnot, because like I'll be honest with you, I hadn't played Modern Warfare 2 since I got it. Like I played an hour of Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer from the point it launched in October until probably last week. And once I heard that, and it's a different developer developing Modern Warfare 3, I kind of wanted to hop in there because I wanted to be able to have something to compare it to. But like, so now because I heard that, like I started playing. So it makes me wonder if there's other people that are in the same situation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they've got some intriguing concepts like the DMZ mode, and I mean Warzone. I'm not a huge fan of battle royales typically, but Warzone has a special place in my heart. Right? Yeah, it was broken, but we had a lot of fun with it back in the day, and like I tentatively want to try those things with Modern Warfare 2, but like not only do we have the bad taste of how Modern Warfare 2 has been handled, but also knowing that a lot of these features are behind paywalls, like am I going to have to spend $100 to get on par with the other players? Like, because that I'm not interested in that. Like, I'm downloading Warzone for a free experience. Hop on, play an hour with my buddies, go to bed. Like,
yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how that's handled under Microsoft. I don't really see. I'm hoping that changes. I don't really see that changing fully, but I don't know. It'll be interesting.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but like a lot of the COD community puts a lot of stock in like earning things, like earning their camos, earning their operators, and up until like Black Ops 3, like most all cosmetics could be earned, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a lot earlier than Black Ops 3.
A lot of them could. It was probably around the Black Ops 3 time where they started getting extremely predatory with microtransactions, or at least with the futuristic Call of Duties. I mean, I'm not going to go into a full history lesson, but like how microtransactions used to be. So like, I don't remember exactly first game, but the one that sticks out to me is Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2 was the very first Call of Duty game to ever have a DLC weapon, and it was like $5. You could pay $5, you get the DLC weapon. DLC camos, like cosmetic camos, $2. That's it. It was $2. If you want one camo blueprint for one gun, it's like at least 20 now. Like it's changed so much over time, and I don't want to go back to the way it was in like Black Ops 4 because that was ridiculous. I will say I prefer what we have now because it's not just a bunch of loot boxes.
Loot boxes are terrible. No.
Yeah, and ultimately, with enough playtime, you can unlock every gun by just playing the game nowadays. Sometimes it's really annoying and tedious, but there has to be a better way. I mean, I see people on Twitter all the time.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just gonna say I see people on Twitter all the time, and I saw it today that they're like, I want to go back to the season pass system that we had, which was basically most every Call of Duty except for like the first few before Modern Warfare 2019, where you bought the game, then you bought like a season pass for like $60, and it had like all the DLC packs that release over the year. It was paid
like
DLC.
everything.
Yeah.
But you got everything at once. Or you got access to it as it came out, rather.
Correct.
For the whole cycle of the game.
Yeah, and
that's like I see a lot of companies do that really successfully.
Yeah.
If you guys listen to this podcast long term, you'll probably quickly discover that I'm really into Paradox games, Stellaris, City Skylines, Hearts of Iron, and they do that really well. Where they'll release, and I mean, granted, it's a couple, like they'll release DLC Pass 5 for Stellaris, where you can get, 6 of the upcoming DLCs for $20. You can buy them individually for like 10 each, but like why wouldn't you buy them all for 20?
Yeah.
And it just feels like that's a better system than a new battle pass you have to pay $10 for every month or so. And that's what it felt like when we played Warzone a lot, was like every month, every 6 weeks or something like that. And that game lasted for years. So
yeah,
ended up spending like $200 something. Well, no, I very rarely bought the battle pass, but you could end up spending like $200 on Warzone over its lifetime. And then like you said, Activision has not earned the trust of gamers that $200 they spend is going to be worth anything.
Right.
Because Overwatch 2, there's no get out of the way. Overwatch doesn't have any anything that's going to come off the battle pass that's going to give you an advantage. But like going from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, all your stuff carried over. Like as long as you link your accounts, all your skins, all your all your emotes, everything, that all just carried over, transitioned very naturally in Overwatch 2. And it's baffling to me that didn't happen from Warzone 2. Gripe about the different weapons, because I know Warzone 1 had bloat there for a while, where you had Vanguard weapons and Cold War weapons and Modern Warfare 1 weapons. Like you had all those weapons. I get that, but like cosmetics you paid for, and especially like operator skins, let people keep those things.
Yeah.
Like why delete them? Operators cannot be that difficult to port into a Warzone 2 experience.
Yeah. Or at the very least keep Warzone 1. Like it's mind-boggling to me that they're getting rid of that.
Right.
Like, maybe it shouldn't be, because I feel like it's 100% a money play.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you could go play Call of Duty 2 multiplayer. Like the servers are still open for that.
Right.
And I feel like that's probably because there were too many people playing Warzone 1 still, and they wanted to force people over to Warzone 2. It doesn't make it right. I'm not justifying it.
Well, and
probably is why.
Let's not discount either that Call of Duty players are typically entitled and frequently have rose-colored glasses when looking at older games. People hated Verdansk until Verdansk went away.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh my god, Caldera is so much worse. Give us back Verdansk. And, Caldera was not that bad of a map. Was it as good as Verdansk? I don't think so, but it wasn't that bad.
No, I agree.
And then, whatever Rebirth Island became something else, people were like, Rebirth Island sucks. It's got too many narrow corners. It promotes camping too much. And then the new smaller Warzone map comes out. Rebirth Island goes away. Oh my god, this is so terrible. Warzone Rebirth Island was, great. Peak map is that? No, it wasn't. You were just complaining about it a week ago. COD players got a lot of that going on. So, you're never going to make them happy, I don't think. But you got to at least try.
Yeah, I mean, the Call of Duty community is so big, you're never going to make every single person happy.
No.
But I feel like there's a good middle ground that you can hit, and it can be done. You cannot tell me it can't be done. It can be, because I'm not a mobile game player, but I'm gonna tell you right now, COD Mobile is more fun match per match basis than like most of these modern console Call of Duties. Like, I want them to bring COD Mobile to a console port. I would buy that in a heartbeat. It is so much fun. Like, the way they handle everything and the way they do things in that game, great. Like
Right.
even the battle pass is like $5. Like,
Well, and you can't
it's
like with enough time devoted to it. Like Activision seems to have this philosophy where they like push something out and then they're on to the next thing.
yeah,
Because like I have seen developers do it really well. Like, and again, I'm going to refer back to Stellaris, which is a totally different type of franchise. But like, launch Stellaris looks literally absolutely nothing like Stellaris now. Like
really
all of
interesting.
resource systems, political systems, war systems, how you design your ships, how you build your plan, everything overhauled from the ground up over time. And like people like it a lot more now. Like, gripes are going down because they listen to the community and implement changes based on what they think they'll like. And like, you know, Stellaris now versus Stellaris of 5 years ago, there's a clear winner, and it's the new one.
Yeah,
So like, you can't tell me that you can't fix a game over time if you're willing to put effort into it.
yeah,
And that's just, I think, another thing that makes people balk about new Call of Duty games is they don't put in that effort. Once
right.
they release the game, they're unwilling to change core mechanics, and they're just gonna let it ride like it is until next year. And you gotta hope the next one's better.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I'm sick of being in it's called the Call of Duty cycle. I'm sure if you're on Twitter and the Call of Duty community, you've seen this before. It's kind of a funny meme, but it's true. Like, we get to the point where Call of Duty releases greatest Call of Duty ever. A month later, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it like keeps going around, and then like at the end of the cycle, we're like, yeah, the last Call of Duty wasn't so bad. We'll just hope the next one's better. Like, I'm sick of being in that cycle because it lets them get away with it.
Right.
Like,
at some point you have to stop hoping the next one's better and demand that it's better with your money.
I think that's where I was with Modern Warfare 2. I was done hoping that it was going to be better. I've lost pretty much all faith in Infinity Ward to make a good Call of Duty game. Mm-hmm. Treyarch, please save us if you're listening. But no, honestly, what I would like to happen, if I could do anything with Call of Duty, I would have 2 Call of Duty games: Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Call of Duty Black Ops. And that's it. Like they could bring them out at the same year. I don't care, but let Infinity Ward do one, let Treyarch do the other, and it's like a long-term investment, like years to come. Like that's what they do, that's what they update, and leave it at that. Let it be a long-term thing instead of this whole yearly release stuff.
I don't like some companies that do yearly release stuff. I get, like, to use Madden as an example because I play that a lot. Like, that's based on real life football teams that change every single year. Like the roster is different at the end of every season. But like games that aren't based on like real life events, like why do you feel the need to push a new one that's different from the one before out every single year? Because again, you look back at like the most popular games, the ones that continue to have the highest player counts. You're looking at Team Fortress 2, which came out in like 2005.
Yeah.
League of Legends, Dota 2, like
Counter-Strike has been out 20 years.
Yeah,
and they're just not getting a second
one after like 20 years of being at the top because they stuck with the same game and improved it.
Yeah.
Like it just baffles me that Activision is stuck on releasing this new game every year, and you can't tell me it's just because they want a new story every year, because campaigns seem like an afterthought almost a lot of the time. Like, so why? Explain the reasoning to me if it's not just to get more money, because it is.
Right. No, yeah.
And that COD cycle is never going to end until the 50 million plus people that buy the new one every year when it comes out, regardless of whether it's good or not, until they stop buying it. Because there's no incentive to fix it until that happens.
I mean, that's true. I feel concerned that it's going to be even worse this year, because I do not know how they are going to go from Modern Warfare 2 releasing in November 2022 to Modern Warfare 3 releasing a year later. How is that going to be different? And are you going to actually expect people to spend $70 on that?
It's a band-aid at best. They're trying to do damage control and tide people over until they can release a new one.
And it's a different developer.
Mhm.
It's not even Infinity Ward. It's different.
Well, Infinity Ward's in the naughty corner.
And Infinity Ward needs to go do something else. Xbox, if you're listening, let Infinity Ward do another game, please. Let them work on Halo or something.
Let Infinity Ward do like a Battlefield style game because that's
Heck
clearly
yeah.
what they want. Like,
yes,
that's clearly what they desire.
yeah.
I know a lot of people were clamoring for, and this is just out of left field, but I saw it today. Of one of the YouTubers I watched posted a comparison tweet of like people railing on Halo 6 when it first came out versus the massive praise it gets now because again they stuck with it. Like Halo Infinite has one of the most disastrous launches in recent memory. Like core features just missing. The gameplay worked, so props to them on that because a lot of modern game developers can't seem to get that part down when they launch a game. However, like so many features are missing. There's no co-op campaign, which is a staple of Halo. There's no there's still not really co-op campaign. I mean, you can online, but not couch co-op. There was only like 2 multiplayer modes. It's like, why did you even bother releasing this? But like that game has made such a huge comeback in the last year or so, and it's like, again, it's just that's a modern example. You can fix things with time.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like companies, and I get it, like companies have to make the most money for their shareholders. I get that. But, and that's another reason why I'm hoping Microsoft's going to do better with this because there are no more shareholders anymore with Activision because they bought all of them. But they have to realize at some point that that it's not all about just making money. Like if you foster your player base, they're going to be more loyal to you. Like,
You'll get more money long term.
Right. I mean, look at something like Master Chief Collection. That game has been going on for like years. They're still updating it, and people still love it. I mean, it's probably not as profitable as some other, AAA live service games that are coming out today. But
mad props to 343 for not monetizing Master Chief Collection as much as they could.
Yeah, 100%. But like it helps foster that loyal player base and build that loyalty, which I think that's just important as making money too, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a business person, but like it makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, you want to keep a loyal customer base coming back.
Yeah.
And that's precisely the problem. Call of Duty still has that, despite the very poor quality of their games. It's like it's like Dunkin' Donuts sells mid coffee and okay donuts, but people are still coming back because they built that brand loyalty.
Yeah.
So yeah. This turns a little bit more of a roast on Call of Duty than I intended it to be, but
that's okay. We should also point out, completely off subject, but and some of us, like some of our illustrious politicians, have just visited Dunkin' Donuts for the first time. I'm not going to say the name because we shouldn't get into politics in the first episode, but if you look it up, you could probably figure it out.
There's I'm not going to keep referencing other YouTubers in our YouTube video, but it's a funny video I'll have to send you later. All right, but I think we've covered the Activision Call of Duty sphere pretty adequately.
Yeah, I hopefully it finishes up soon. That's all else I gotta say. Hopefully it finishes soon. Hopefully they get the CEO of Activision, Bobby Kotick, the scumbag leech, disgusting human that he is, out of there, and let somebody else take over because Bobby Kotick can go manage something else. That's all I gotta say.
All right. So I don't know if you want to I have on my notes here that we're going to do a discussion of Jedi Survivor. I want to know your thoughts on postponing that to the next one.
Yeah.
Because my brother-in-law is staying over. For those of you who are unacquainted, he is 8, and his bedtime is approaching.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we'll table that one for the next time. But real quick, I do have to say the Marin and Cal storyline makes the game at least a 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah, no. Anyone who's arguing less than 8 out of 10 is either hates Star Wars or is just crazy.
Or has no heart, because Marin and Cal's relationship is beautiful.
It is. It would have been nice. Okay. Another discussion. So just a couple of announcements if you're still sticking around. I will be doing we've both played Jedi Survivor. I'm going to be doing a Grandmaster playthrough on it. I'm going to start that before we do this next time, so we can have some footage running underneath, and you all can see how many times I die to stormtroopers. I have all of this hair. It's not quite fair. Some of my family has less than me, so I'm going to do something that'll cause me to pull it out and catch up.
I was like, where is this going?
Yeah. Not roasting my family at all, right? I'm not roasting my family.
I was like, are you announcing you're getting a haircut before the next one? Or are you shaving it all off?
I'm gonna be bald. No, but I'm gonna be pulling my hair out playing some Grandmaster Jedi Survivor.
I'm not gonna be doing that, but I might react to it.
Please go for it. Let's see what other things we got on here. We're gonna do monthly podcast episodes. Although honestly, with how easy this is, well, we'll discuss that off camera.
The goal is monthly. We may increase it.
Because this was pretty easy and honestly pretty fun.
Yeah.
There's a bazillion topics I could have gotten off on today, like a ton of tangents we didn't take. So I think this could easily be.
Honestly, we're on almost 42 minutes. Had we not had tech difficulties beforehand, literally would take 1 minute to set up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can manage that, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah. As always, weekly live streams at 10, typically Overwatch, might occasionally be some other stuff. We have new channel artwork coming, so this cup is going to be outdated here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. I'm going to have to get a new one because I actually do like this mug.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get some for all of us, actually.
Yeah, once we get new artwork, we'll get t-shirts and stuff made, and it'll be a good time.
It's actually being made by somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Shocker.
So big props to Matt. This logo, which you can see in the corner of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Over here. But also, on the cup, which is a little easier. Was made by Matt in PowerPoint, right?
Something like that, yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't look terrible for what it is. But we have hired a graphic designer. Shout out, I believe, Coral Dragon Studios is what it's called.
I'm not a graphic designer.
No, neither of us are. I do paint some pretty cool miniatures, but I'm not a graphic designer by any chance or by any means. However, she's working on new logo, new banner, new profile pics. So you can all look forward to that. Maybe we can do a reveal stream for those things and have a good time with it.
And we'll be sure to link her YouTube channel because I think
she's doing a series.
Out
of making it. We're gonna try to get some YouTube shorts up every week. We get the login info and have my wife work on that. She's agreed to help us with that part. And Twitter. Matt is going to be our social media manager, at least in the Twitter sphere. So look for him at Game Master Yato for regular updates, gaming discussions, gaming hot takes. And, you might see me occasionally too bullying him for no particular reason. Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
Nope. I just realized until the very last second that I forgot to put the little ticker at the bottom. So here's the ticker at the bottom. There's our YouTube channel. This everything that we're doing is basically at its core on our YouTube channel. This is obviously we're not doing it live. We may do this live at some point just for the heck of it, just to do for something fun.
Well, and if we have Hayden too, that would probably be easier to do it live.
Yeah. But it'll be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and that's all I have. I think this is fun. So
Go ahead.
If you are watching this, again, this is our very first attempt doing this, so forgive any of the inadequacies. We're gonna work on that over time, and I'm sure we'll improve as we go. But
Yeah. Until then, hope everybody has a great weekend, and may the force be with you.